The last topic we are going to study for the chapter number 15 is the reproduction in the animals. Among animals, there are two types of the reproduction, asexual reproductions and the sexual reproduction. In the earlier video, mamangi video da kai tamgra asexual habisi kai no sexual habisi. Asexual means where there is no involvement of the unions of the gametes. Sexual hagana involvement of the union of the gametes. So let's study about asexual reproductions in the animal. Asexual type of the reproductions may be binary, multiple fissions, regenerations and the budding. So there are four types of the asexual reproductions in the animal: binary fission, multiple fission, regenerations and the budding. So let's study. Binary fission is seen in the unicellular animal. Unicellular animals means organism that is made up of only one cell. Cell lama katang nasaba organism dibukan kay kawi unicellular organism or unicellular animal. Binary fission is seen in the unicellular animals like amoeba, leishmania, etc. In this, single cell body is divided into two daughter individuals. Here you see the binary fissions in the amoeba. So this is the parent cell. Once this parent cell is mature, what will happen? The nucleus starts splitting. At the same time, the cytoplasm also starts splitting. As the result, what will happen? It results in the formations of the two daughter cell. So from one parent cell, after the sexual reproduction, it gives rise to the two daughter cell. In multiple fission, the unicellular is divided into a number of the daughter cells. This type of the reproduction is seen in the Plasmodium, amoeba, etc. So, in the second type of the asexual reproduction, that is the multiple fission, what happens is that one parent cell will give rise to a large number of the daughter cells or more than two daughter cells. In some animals like Hydra, Plasnaria, if the body is cut or broken down into many pieces, many of these pieces grow into the separate individual. This is known as the regeneration. In regeneration, what happens is that here a good example is given here. So when any part of the body of the organism is broke or cut down, what will happen? The leftover part started regenerating and its broken part will give rise to the new individual. This type of the reproductions is called the regeneration. Regeneration is carried out by the specialized cells. So when any part of the body is broken or cut, what will happen? This regenerations of the leftover body part is done with the help of the specialized cell. These cells divide and make large number of the cells. So that specialized cell will start dividing and will give rise to a number of the cell. Different cells give rise to the various cell type and the tissue. That specialized cells will divide and will give rise to the various cell type and the tissue. Once the specialized cell give rise to the various cell type and the tissue, this will result in the formations of the complete new individual. However, regeneration is not a normal process of the reproduction. Most organisms will not normally depends on being cut up to be able to reproduce. This means that sinabi ko na regeneration process organism khudingmakta apply to bayadeba. This regeneration process is only limited to some organism. Organism khara khaktang dang kadawi, khara khaktang da kadawi mogi body part che cut to kanda cut to be body part gi new organism develop to bongameba. But this type of the method of reproduction is not very common in all the organism. In some animals like Hydra, some regenerative cells are used for the reproduction in the process of the budding. In such case, a bud develops as an outgrowth due to the repeated cell division at the specific site. Later, this bud gives rise to the small individual, and when they fully mature, detach from the parent's body and become the new individual independently. So, the last type of the asexual reproductions in the animal is the budding. It is mostly seen in the hydra. In hydra, what happened? Due to the repeated cell divisions that occur in the parent cell, this is the parent cell. Due to the repeated cell division that occur in the parent cell at the specific site, any site of the it results in the formation of the small outgrowth, and that new outgrowth is called the bud. So the bud will start developing, attaching to the parent cell. But once this bud is mature, mature the bud will detach. Detach adi kaino nanthokibado kingibado haibado. The bud will detach from the parent cell, and this bud will develop into a complete new individual. In this way, hydra give rise, or hydra reproduce their young one. The next topic is the sexual reproduction. This involves two individuals. So in the sexual reproductions, there will be involvement of the two individuals, that is male and the female, followed by the fission. Fission means union. Union of the two gametes, one from the male parent. So the male parent will release the male germ cell, and the female parent will release the female germ cell. This male germ cell and the female germ cell will unite together to form the zygote, or the new individual. Majority of the animal reproduce by this method. In sexual mode of the reproduction, the germ cell from two individuals have to meet and fuse together. So, in the sexual reproductions, for the formations of the zygote and form the fusions or the mating of this germ cell from the two individuals. This can be happened by the external release of the germ cell from the bodies of the individual, as happened in the fish and the amphibian. In the fish and the amphibian, what happened is that the male germ cell and the female germ cell are released to the surrounding. Mating or the union or the fusion of the male germ cell with the female germ cell take place in the surrounding. Or it can be happen by joining their bodies together by the two individuals for internal transfer of the germ cell for the fusion, as happened in the many animals. Or in the other animal, what happens is that the male germ cell is released inside the body of the female germ cell. Female body. So inside the body of the female, the male germ cell unites with the female germ cell. As a result, there is formations of the zygote. Fusion of the male and the female gamete may take place outside the body, that is external, or the fusions of the male gamete and the female gamete may take place inside the body, that is the internal. This type of fusion is seen in the fish, amphibian, and this type of the fusion is seen in the human being, dog, cat, etc. In the fish and the amphibian, the male will release the male germ cell in the surrounding, and the female also release the female germ cell in the surrounding. This male germ cell and the female germ cell fuse or unite to give rise to the new individual, and the development of this new individual take place outside their parent's body, or we can say that development of this new individual take place in the surrounding. Or it can happen by joining their bodies together by two individuals for internal transfer of the germ cell for fusions, as happened in the many animals. Or in some animals, the male germ cells and the female germ cell will fuse together inside the body of the female, and what will happen? These fusions result in the development of the new individual inside the body of the female. The next subtopic is the sexual reproduction in the invertebrate. Invertebrate hadi those organisms which do not have backbone. Backbone yaudaba group of the organisms jekoina invertebrate ta chingeba or invertebrate koiba. Example da koi tintro kumba, tapeworm gumba chingje koina invertebrate group of the organism. So in paramecium, the two partners met with their oral group opposite. There is exchange of the cytoplasmic and the nuclear membrane, nuclear material by breaking the surface membrane. So what happened in the paramecium is that the two opposite sex will meet, and once the two individuals meet, what will happen? There will be exchange of the cytoplasmic and the nuclear material. After separation, each individual divides into two by the binary fission. So once the exchange of the cytoplasmic membrane and the nuclear material is complete, what will happen is that each individual divides into two by the binary fission. In binary fission, we have learned that the nuclear material and the cytoplasmic material will split and will divide into the two new individuals. Hydra, earthworm, and the tapeworm are the hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means male ju female ju. Masa body imtang da natra organism ang katang da male ju female ju yoxaladi. That group is the hermaphrodite group of animal. Hydra, earthworm, and the tapeworm are the hermaphrodite animal having gonads, ovary, and the testes. So the female germ cell, that is the ovary, and the male germ cell, that is the testes, are present in the gonads of the Hydra, earthworm, and the tapeworm. But these animals have the different devices to perform sexual reproductions with their partner. In Hydra and the tapeworm, the male and the female gonads mature at the different time. Even though tapeworm da kaidawi koina male ju female ju yawe ba body yung katang da male ju female ju yaw su kaidawi mature oi bagi stage da matam da mana deba. Sometimes male do na hana mature oi gibe or female do na hana mature oi gibe ba. In earthworm, sperm are exchanged between the two individuals by the copulation. Copulations means intercourse. So the male and the female will meet together. As the result, it results in the formations of the new individual or formations of the zygote. This prevents them from the self-fertilization. Here you see in the diagram, this is the two earthworm. In this earthworm also, both the male and the female are present. In this earthworm also, both the male and the female are present. Earthworm masagi body imtang da kadui male ju female ju yar shu kadui testis ka ovary ga da amuk tang da mature oi deba. As such, what will happen? For example, here the testis is mature. Here in this individual, the ovary is mature. So the male will release the male germ cell or testis, and the female will release the female germ cell or the ovary, and this testis will fuse with the ovary to give rise to the new individual. That is, self-fertilizations do not take place in the earthworm. Instead of self-fertilizations, cross-fertilizations take place in the earthworm. Cross-fertilizations means when the fertilizations take place between two individuals of the same. This prevents them from self-fertilization. In the earthworm, the ovary and the testes mature at a different time. As such, in the earthworm, only cross-fertilizations take place. Sexual reproduction in the insect is by copulation. Copulation means intercourse between male and the female. Sexual reproduction in the insect is by copulations between the male and the female partner. As the result of the intercourse between the male and the female, it results in the development of the fertilized egg. This fertilized egg will undergo metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means change from immature form to adult form. Immature form and the adult form that change metamorphosis. Undergo metamorphosis to become a complete young individual. Here we'll see an example in the mosquito. In the mosquito, as the result of the intercourse of the male and the female partner, it results in the development of the fertilized egg. This fertilized egg will develop into the nymph, and this nymph will develop into the adult mosquito. The last topic under the chapter number 15, reproduction, is the sexual reproduction in vertebrate animal. Vertebrate animal hagati the backbone of animal. Those organisms having the backbone are categorized into are called the vertebrate animal. The fertilization, that is union of the gamete, is external in the fishes and the amphibian. In the last paragraph, we have learned that in the fish and the amphibian, the mating or union of the male and the female gamete take place outside the body of the organism or in the surrounding. The eggs are laid in the great number into the surrounding water. These eggs are fertilized by the sperm released over the egg from the male. So what happens is that the male will release the sperm into the surrounding water bodies. At the same time, the female will also release the ovary in the surrounding water bodies, and this sperm and the egg fuse together to form the egg. These eggs are fertilized by the sperm released over the egg from the male. In the amphibians, the fertilized egg undergo metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means change from immature form. Immature form dagi kadui mature form da change lakpa dabu kai gawi metamorphosis kawi. That means from this egg, new individual will be developed. In this way, the fish and the amphibian give rise to the new individual of their same kind. And this type of the fertilizations, where the mating of the male and the female take place in the surrounding or outside the organism, are called external fertilization. Internal fertilization is the characteristic features of birds and the mammal. Birds and mammals the internal fertilization to have. Internal fertilizations union of male and the female inside the body of the organism. Mamangi paragraph ta koina kai tamgre fishes kumba amphibians kumba the mating do male ga female ga mating do kai de outside the body the surrounding water the but here in the internal fertilizations, union of the male and female inside the body of the organism that tokaniba. In the birds, the fertilized zygote are converted into the egg. Once the fertilizations take place, what will happen? The fertilized zygote are converted into the egg, and the egg are laid down. Further, development of the embryo takes place inside the egg. Once the fertilized zygote has been converted into the egg, development of the embryo will take place inside the egg. Most mammals, embryo develop inside the mother uterus and are protected and nourished by the embryonic membrane and the placenta. Mammals study the fertilization, that is, union of the male and the female, will take place inside the body of the organisms or inside the female body, and what will happen? The new organism will start developing in the mother uterus. The new organism which has been developed, mother uterus, the developed to a new organism, the kanana protect to embryonic membrane ga placenta gana protector ga tameba. Such placental mammals are called viviparous. Example: rat, rabbit, monkey, human beings, etc. So animals can be oviparous and the viviparous. Oviparous animal are the animal which lay egg, and the viviparous animal are the animal which give birth to the young ones. So here, this is the end of the chapter number 15, reproduction.